Hey. Welcome back. What? What? Can I say hi everybody every time?
Yeah. But, so sometimes we have issues with the camera when recording, so we're trying to do as many as we can. So it's not like we just wearing the same clothes.
Right.
Each week.
It might be the same day.
Yeah.
Where we do more than one video.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is Mark vs. Venus episode 12 that we're about to do.
Awesome.
Do you just want to get right into the questions, or do we got some updates really, or no?
Yeah, I have a couple updates. By the time we post this might have already been passed, but
yeah.
Next week is my bridesmaid brunch.
Mm-hmm.
And still, so far, everybody's coming. So that's pretty awesome. I'm super excited the fact that we'll all be there. Because I feel like we're going to get a lot covered. And my mom will be there, and she's got a lot more ideas and info on the bridal shower, including the date. So she'll share that with all the girls, and she's kind of got what she wants from them because they all offered to help. So that's exciting. I have my list of things to go over with them. I think we'll cover a lot and get a lot done to give them a little more peace of mind as far as, them, the bridesmaid part of it. And again, this already have passed, but tomorrow, Monday, will be 200 days to the wedding, which is kind of, when you think about it, mind-blowing because,
still got a lot to do.
Well, no, not only that, don't even get me started on that, but if you think of from the day that we got engaged till now, it's flown by to me.
Yeah.
It really has, because we have that little marker on our counter that tells us how many days till we get married, and I think when I first started using it, it was like at 800 days or something, some crazy number, and now to see it at 200, it's like, wow, we're almost there. And then like you said, there's so much still to do, so, but we'll be okay. Which brings me to one of my questions that I was gonna, it's not a question like for us to go back and forth with, but it's a question for our audience.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Yes, and comment. Yeah. If you have any tips or suggestions of how to calm nerves on the day of the wedding, or even like in our case, the weekend of the wedding, since our thing is going to go over a couple days, please comment what you might have done to ease your stress level on that day, because it's something, I suffer from anxiety. Sometimes it could be really bad anxiety that kind of, I can't even leave the house. And I just don't want, I want to enjoy that day, every second of that day, and I don't want it messed up by my anxiety. And so it's giving me anxiety now, just thinking of how I might be that day. So yeah, if you have any pointers or something you did, please share and let me know. Okay, so question number one, my turn?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
So question number one is something, again, for my groups that I see, and it seems to be a big deal. How much does it matter for the bridal party numbers to be even? Meaning your fiance has 10 guys he's asking to be in the wedding. You don't have 10 close girlfriends. You only have 5. These a lot of the women in the groups are like, oh my God, it's going to look so uneven. It's going to look horrible. 10 and 5. My answer to that question is, who cares? Have some walk down together and some by themselves. Have everybody walk down by themselves. Have all the guys. Work around it. To me, the numbers don't matter.
This is probably a possible solution for it. Like you said, probably just have everybody walk together. That'd probably be the best thing. I'm not really too sure how many more people, if it really needs to be even, like that. But I think if you want to just do everyone come down together, that's probably that might work.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. These women are stressing themselves out about, because then they're like, well, maybe I should just ask some people that I'm not that close with, just to even it out. Well, no, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. You want somebody in your wedding that you just don't really care about, just to fill spots.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So kind of a part B to that question, also there's a lot of, there's actual groups called the Sisterhood of the Traveling Wedding or something like that it's called.
Mm.
Just different groups where people, if you don't
Volunteer?
not only volunteer to be in your bridal party, but you volunteer to be a guest at your wedding because you don't have a lot of family or friends.
Oh.
And there's even been advertisements on some of the groups like, hey, my wedding is this date in this city. If you're available, let me know so you can attend. So they're inviting strangers just because they don't have people. How do you feel about that?
I mean, you gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for people that you don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Is it now? It just becomes more of just the look for your wedding versus the actual
feeling.
Yeah, and what it's supposed to symbolize.
Right.
So it's like, are you trying to impress people?
Right.
Well, why not just have
an
a
intimate?
small, yeah.
That's how. That's
that,
what I would
think
do.
that would still work, and it'd be cool. You know.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need to have a gigantic wedding just to prove that you're in love or whatever
Right.
the case may be.
Yeah. And now in our case, I guess we're very blessed because our initial thing when we went looking at venues, we had a small number in our head, and that's what we gave them because we were thinking intimate. Not, we wanted a very nice wedding, and we were not gonna like skimp or anything like that. But we thought of not having the numbers so big, and now our numbers have kind of grown some.
Yeah, it's grown.
So that's a nice thing. I don't know if of course, not everybody might come who's invited, but
I think that's
a lot of people were invited.
Part of it too. I think we are trying to possibly anticipate people not
right
showing up.
Then that's based on me.
Yeah.
Again, these
nightmares.
groups. Yeah, and my nightmares. Yeah. So yeah, that's my question.
Okay.
So your turn.
All right. So my question is, say, person proposed, you give the ring, and you never get married, and you break up.
Mm-hmm.
Does the fiance keep the ring, or do you give the ring back? In the case of a breakup before the marriage, do you give the ring back?
I would 100% give the ring back. I don't know why would I want that? It'd be like a bad memory to me of what didn't work out, especially if you got that far where you're engaged and everything. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want it back.
So you wouldn't see it as a gift?
Mm-mm. It's more of a promise, and that promise was broken, so I don't need it anymore.
Oh, that was simple. I feel like some people might think of it as a gift, and then you gave me something, so I'm keeping it.
And what are you gonna do? We're gonna wear it?
I don't know.
You're gonna wear it? You're no longer engaged, and then you get into a new relationship. Oh, that's a nice ring. Yeah, it's my engagement ring.
Or out of spite, somebody might just keep it.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, or sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that, but me personally, no. If you're leaving, take the ring, take the dog, take everything with you. Bye.
No, I think I really give me that back, and I just return it or sell it or do something with it.
Yeah, don't propose to another girl with it. That's kind of jacked up too.
Recycle it.
No, get your money back. To help you start over. Since you're gonna be miserable that you left it.
So another one?
Oh yeah, I have another one. Okay, here's another one this is probably a very, very common one. Eloping versus having a wedding. Okay. There's even been people in the groups where they've been planning their wedding, maybe a whole year into planning their wedding, and they just are so stressed that they call it off and elope. And it's just a question that's often asked, eloping versus wedding. I'll answer first. I could never elope. It's just too many people important to me that I wouldn't want to miss that day. Now, if I was like in Vegas and we're having a good time and a spur of the moment, we're like, hey, want to do something fun and go to one of these chapels and get married? Yeah, if both of us knew we're still going to have a wedding back home.
A ceremony.
The ceremony and the party.
Reception.
Yeah. So that's the only way I would do it. If it was kind of a spontaneous thing, something that we want to, do. But to actually plan where I'm getting eloped and that's it, I personally could not do that. I love weddings. I'm having fun planning this wedding with you. I mean, for real, this has been great planning the wedding with you, and I'm looking so forward to it. I couldn't imagine just going and eloping. It just wouldn't be.
So, do you think if you were to elope, wouldn't people be hurt?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have too many important people in my life for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'd probably be a big
And
thing.
although it's not just for them,
yeah,
I want them there too.
Yeah.
So it's for me too. Yeah, it means a lot for me for them to be there and see, that day.
My idea, I don't know. Like, I think I don't think I could do it either. Maybe like you were saying, like a spontaneous type of thing, maybe.
Right.
But it would still be like, well, now we still gotta do something.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, why would we do anything? We're already married now.
Well, no. Because there's.
Okay, what would you define as eloping?
Eloping is where you go off and it's just the two of you.
So not like going.
No witnesses, nothing, just.
Right.
And a lot of times people elope and it's a secret. Like they don't even tell anybody to after, Yeah, it's just the two of you.
So like going like City Hall, no, that's something different. But you should have a witness for that.
You need, and usually people when they go to City Hall, it's not like a secret, kind of thing. Yeah, eloping is more where it's you don't tell nobody. At least that's my impression of what eloping is. You don't tell anybody, or maybe you do tell somebody, but it's just the two of you. So yeah. And eloping could still be where you have an officiant or like on a beach.
Yeah.
So it's not the same as like a courthouse.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually people say they don't call when they're going to a courthouse eloping. They say I'm going to the courthouse. So yeah, I see those as three different things. But yeah, just because you elope or go to a courthouse, 0% does that mean you still can't have your wedding. Because everybody does that. I mean, I have friends, I hope, if they watch this, they don't mind me saying it, that they got married years ago, and now they're about to have a wedding in Mexico, because they never had the wedding, so, and this is now years later, and kids later, and I see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I think, that's perfect, either way. Yeah, we got company. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a cat that came in our lap.
I guess I can understand it if you didn't have anyone though. Like
to elope?
Yeah. Like if you didn't have like family like that, or
Yeah.
or you wasn't really cool with your family. It's a right relationship,
or maybe there are some people that weddings are just not their thing. Maybe they don't like attention on them.
Yeah.
Because I think you're one of those people. You don't like a lot of attention on you, and stuff like that. But there might be somebody who's even like more so. Where like, no, I don't want to have to do a dance where people are looking at me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be up in an altar where people are looking at me. Like it totally freaks them out. And so they're just like, yeah, elope sounds great to me. So I guess it's just one of those things that depends on the person.
Yeah.
But it seems like the majority of people do like the wedding idea. And probably a big part of it is like us, for family and friends to just witness it.
Yeah. Well, they could also be like the question that we had before, where it was like how important it is that your parents approve.
Right.
And what if both set of parents don't approve, and you're like, you know what, well, I'm out of here. We're doing whatever we want to do,
Because like for me, one of the things that I'm most excited about, believe it or not, is for our family and friends to hear our vows. Because I think it'll be like, because you post things on social media and probably people roll their eyes, oh my God, they're in love, whatever, But I feel like at a wedding, when you're saying your vows, nobody's really rolling their eyes. They kind of like are all in the moment, probably crying. And so it's like the first time you can express how you feel about the other person or what they mean to you and what that day means to you without it being cheesy or people like, oh my God, whatever. People are into it because it's a wedding, it's the moment that, so I'm really excited for everybody to hear our personalized vows that we're saying.
Yeah. Should be cool.
Yeah. So I'm saying, if you elope, that would be something you...
Yeah, I guess,
you missed out on, yeah.
Well, I mean, you mess on people hearing it, but I mean, you still...
Oh, sure, you could still do that. Yeah, but... Which, and then there's people in the groups, now that you say that, who say we're going to say our personal vows to each other before the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have those first looks, and they're going to say vows to each other then. So, yeah, I guess, yeah, it just depends on the person and what you dream of. And I dream of a nice wedding with you. And thankfully, you do too.
Yeah.
So, you want to do one more question?
Yeah, I do one more. So, I guess growing up, both sides will have traditions and stuff that they were accustomed to doing growing up, which from their childhood. And so my question is it possible to keep both sides of your traditions together when you get married?
Absolutely. I wouldn't see why not. The only way there might be a conflict is if you're talking about a tradition that is religious based.
Yeah.
Then there could be some conflict there because you could be totally two different views.
Yeah.
To where maybe one doesn't celebrate Christmas and the other one does. Well, then yeah, there's going to be a problem. But I would think that those would be things that you discuss even before you're married. Like, you would say, maybe I'm going to convert to your religion. Or I'm going to respect that you don't celebrate Christmas, if you'll respect that I'm still going to celebrate Christmas.
How
The only time that
how do you do that?
well,
though?
you can. I know people that have done that. I know quite a lot of people that have done that.
The one person that doesn't just goes hide for the month, or
No, they just
on Christmas
they go on what they've been doing their whole life, not celebrating it. It becomes a way of life. You don't even think about it.
But I mean, they didn't have Christmas tree or Christmas
Right.
lights, and so what if you have another person that just completely the opposite and all about the spirit of Christmas or whatever the case may be, and just decorating and putting trees up and stuff like.
Well, I
so
don't-
now it's like,
And that's not respecting the other person. I
But-
would say like
we get a mini tree.
No, you wouldn't put up a tree, but maybe at your parents' house they still do. So you put your gifts under their tree still, or something like that.
So now
Like
in
there'd
your
be a
house,
compromise.
in your house you don't celebrate then.
Right.
So how's that the compromise? If
Because
the one person don't celebrate,
I'm
and-
still cool with you buying people presents and going out to Christmas parties and doing all that kind of stuff.
So then it's the one tradition is leaving there because we both can't celebrate and not celebrate. So you're saying the one person that doesn't celebrate, their tradition keeps going, and another person kind of leave.
What do you mean? Oh, leave their house, like not have it in their house?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going by. I mean, I know a ton of people
Mm.
where that's how they live their life, and yeah, and it works for them.
Mm.
The only time it may create issues is when you have kids, because the kids are gonna be like, "Well, I want to celebrate Christmas," or whatever, and then yeah, that's when it would become a problem. So those would have to be discussions, serious discussions, before you even get married.
Mm.
You know, if you're gonna be cool with that, you're gonna be cool with not putting up a tree and stuff like that, and just celebrating outside of my house or his house or what, you know, whoever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it definitely works because, like I said, I know a ton of people where one spouse is one way and one is the other, and then you have a lot of people who, let's say, marry, who convert and become Jewish. I've seen that. Or maybe not convert, but at least follow some of the things, maybe even just for the ceremony. Yeah. Now, if you're talking about the traditions not religious based, then I definitely see where you can combine the two, and yeah, absolutely.
And like what though?
Like if there's different like cultural
Mm.
traditions. Like I've done Day of the Dead and stuff like that, and you're not necessarily like, oh, let me help you with that, but you are cool with me doing it, and you know, you check it out, oh, that looks nice, you know, when I do the ofrenda and stuff like that, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
You just combine the two.
But that's not like meaning because I'm not against it.
Right.
I also don't know what to do. That's
Oh.
that's
Well, ask me.
I don't know what to do. But I guess that's different. So it's not like whatever tradition that I had. So say if you didn't do Halloween and you did Day of the Dead, we got rid of the Halloween. We still do both. In that case, like I'm trying to say like we still do both. In an example, it's not like something that I'm completely against.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. I think the only ones that are hard would be the religious-based ones, because then you're talking about somebody's belief, something that they probably build their whole life around. So either that's going to be just something you're like, well, I don't think this relationship could go any further because I'm not going to bend on my beliefs. Or it could be like, or you just say, we're going to just try and make this work and, compromise where we can. And maybe that person that has to leave the house to celebrate the holidays, they're fine with it.
Maybe.
Because like I said, I've seen it work. So, is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Like,
comment, subscribe,
share. Hit the notification button.
Yeah.
Give us feedback.
Yeah, definitely. On how to calm my nerves for the big day.
Yeah.
And if you want to comment on anything we talked about today and give us your opinion.
Yeah.
I think it was some good questions.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Not the 4.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't talk as much today as you did. So we were able to do more questions.
Yeah. So, until next time, adios.
Bye-bye.